Hey y'all, it's Alicia. Welcome back to my channel, and I am on with a few thoughts before I head to bed. So the first thought is that I wanted to come back now that I've had a little bit of rest and talk to you a tiny bit more about crafting with Lily's daughter. You know, as a college professor, I told y'all, I see students who enter into college without a plan. They don't think about the implications of financing and loans. They don't think about the value of the cost of a degree. And as I explained to you in my original post about this matter, you know, when I went to school, it was $1,500. You could afford to work all summer and pay for college yourself. But today, college, even at a state level, it starts at $10,000. And that's without books or food or housing or bus tickets back home. It's insanely expensive. And a lot of private schools are $30,000 a year, and some schools, like the one I teach at, are a lot more than that. And the Ivy Leaguers are even more expensive than that. And so today, an undergraduate degree can cost $400,000, which is an astounding amount of money. And most students can't even imagine what that means. To them, it just sounds like a number they'll worry about later. But we all know what the cost of a house is in America. And in some states, as I said, that could buy you 2 houses. In some states, it could buy you 3 or 4. So it's astounding to me that Lily's daughter was so responsible. And I actually said something to her about this in a text. I said, you know, Lily, I wish more students were as strategic and as thoughtful as your daughter. It is an extremely responsible thing, what she's done. She's done a budget, she's done a plan, she knows what this is going to cost her, what debt is manageable, what is not, and what the shortfall is. And the shortfall number in her case is so small. It's $2,500. It is nothing when we're talking about college budgets. And I think that's a huge credit to Lily's daughter. And instead of saying, well, I guess I'll just have to take another loan out, she's like, no, I need to be more strategic. I need to go out to the community and explain that I want to be able to go to college, but I also want to be able to do it responsibly and without incurring debt that is going to follow me for the rest of my life. You know, the interesting thing about college debt is that, you know, people can go into debt for credit cards or go into debt for all sorts of things, and they can erase it eventually through bankruptcy. But do y'all know that college debt loans are not erasable? They follow you for your entire life. And very few young people understand what that means. And again, what the implications are for their future. So I am always very proud, very, very proud, when I hear of a young person who isn't just thinking about this, but actually doing something about it. Lily's daughter has agency. She wants to make sure that this is a pathway that she's going to take in the most responsible way possible. And you know, it's not easy to go to a community and say, look, y'all, I'm heading to college. I can get there. I can pay for college, but I'm going to need a tiny bit of help so that I don't walk out of there, you know, owing the amount that a house costs. And she's also chosen a school that's much more affordable. And again, her short gap is really small, $2,500. And as I explained in my first video, 50 cents. If everybody in our network, if everyone gave 50 cents for a dollar, she would meet that target, I promise you. And I know it's the holiday season, and let me tell you something. The holiday season, everyone is tight because we have holiday presents to buy for everybody. We, you know, give things to our mail carrier, and we, as makers, we're doing swaps, we're doing gifts to our crafty friends, we're sending out packages to family, we're making special food and things like, you know, special meals, and that's extra money in our budget. So believe me, I know it's tight, which is why I love that the paper treasury was like 50 cents, folks. This is what we're talking about. 50 cents, as we all know, doesn't even get you half a cup of coffee anymore. Now in New York at a bodega, you can still get a coffee for $1. But, you know, you go into a Starbucks, and depending upon where you are, a coffee will be anywhere from $2.70 to $8. Yeah, in Canada, $8. I'm not paying ever $8 for a cup of coffee, but that's what some coffees charge, and some teas even are $8 now. So if everyone can just find $1 in their budget and post it on their channel, there's a good chance that Lily's daughter is going to meet that goal, and I think that that's amazing. It does take communities to raise kids, folks. It really does. Living in my amazing building in Brooklyn, I have learned this lesson more times than not. if we all band together, it's amazing what we can accomplish. Do you know, when Puerto Rico had the devastating hurricane, I told you all this, we all got together and we arranged for flights of huge boxes to take supplies, because I told you guys I'm one of the only families in there that is not originally from Puerto Rico. And so there was a drive happening in our area, but to be honest with you, they weren't having much success. And so I went back to my building and I was like, what are we going to do? And the next thing you know, we had huge cartons, and I mean like bigger than me, like wardrobe sized boxes of food, of baby supplies, of diapers, of all these other items being carried for free on a carrier to Puerto Rico. Now that was a lot harder to arrange. And it actually, again, it didn't involve spending $100 per person, but it was more than $1 a person in order to get this done. So I think that if everyone could just find a minute to honor this amazing young lady who is trying her best to be responsible and strategic by just sharing the ask on your channel, if you're comfortable doing that, and I'll put the GoFund link down below. I know my first one was a little wonky, but I fixed it right away because Miss Lizzie let me know right away, and so did Jellybean, so I fixed it. But I'll repost it again, and I'm less tired now, so I'll remember to do it. If you could just share that if you feel comfortable, I'd really appreciate it, because I want to honor young people. The college professor in me is just super proud of Lily's daughter. This almost never happens, that a young person is this strategic. So the reason why I'm really stressing how important this is I want her to learn that there's a reward for this kind of responsibility. I want her to know that this kind of terrific step forward in taking responsibility and agency for your future has positive results. So if it's possible for you to share it on your channel, that would be great. If you can afford to throw in 50 cents or $1, I know many of you did a $5 donation, and that was amazing. That will certainly help her get it there faster. I know any help will be greatly appreciated by her. But more than that, it's like saying we here in the crafty community really care about you making solid, responsible choices, and we want to help you get there. And I'll say this too. The holiday season, as nice as it is to open up gifts, and it is nice, and y'all know I love to send them and I love to pick them out. I showed y'all some of the things I picked up at Hobby Lobby for people's birthday packages. But the holiday season is also about being there and spending time, and it's like a quality interaction with people. And I thought to myself, I can send less things and be able to do this for Lily's daughter, and that's more meaningful. Because as a community, we're there for each other. I know that. I have been the incredible recipient of all of your care these past few months. And I have said numerous times that, and I don't often get emotional. I did when opening up Lily's packages and the birthday packages and the challenges, because I was so moved. I was just so moved by everybody and the thought. But the reality is I got through these last few really difficult months because of each of you. And it's because of the people that took the time to text, the people who took the time to send me notes, the people who dared to phone, because I'm not a phone person, but you called. Oh, yes, you did. Look, remember Lisa called on the day of her first ever crafting ministry, where she's leading this big workshop. She picks up the phone. She's like, hey, girl. Sabrina called many times. Jellybean has offered to call all the time. Cruz has called. I'm telling you again, I am blessed. And I got through this difficult period because of all of you. This crafting community is incredible. And I think we're lucky to have found one another. And we have a network, not only to share our crazy passions about glue and paper. I mean, how excited was I to show you, oh my goodness, look guys, I got snaps for $1.99. My husband thinks it's crazy. He's like, who watches these videos? Why do they care if you got those snaps? And I don't know how to explain it to him. But I'm lucky because I have you to share this with. Because if I came home and I was like, honey, look, I really love these stickers, but they only have one pack. I mean, he's looking at me like, so? But you all understand. And I have you to share that with. And when I was going through really hard time with my mom and her health, and I was really scared, you all know that making saved me. And you were all so sweet. I went and hauled my stuff at the dollar store and did my best to make without supplies. And you were right there cheering me on. And Miss Zuli, who normally I would have made very intricate projects for her Secret Santa, I had to sort of make do with the supplies I had readily available, because Canada, like Australia, like New Zealand, like Singapore, like the UK, crafting prices are crazy expensive and well beyond what most of our budgets are for craft supplies. So I really had to make do. And Zuli loved everything, everything. Which reminds me, I have to check up with her because somehow I sent out a few Frank Garcia surprise packages, and I know everyone else got theirs, except for, I think, Zuli. So I followed up with Frank Garcia Studios, and I want to make sure that she actually got it, because hers was a special one. So Zuli was understanding about that, because this community is about loving and supporting and cheering. And that's what makes it so special. I say this all the time, that, especially here at Wagman 510, soon to be Alicia's Crafty Hopla, we're not about just being perfect, right? I mean, I want to be a better crafter. I want to make people nicer things that are perfect, and I want to learn and grow as a maker. But what we're really about here is being there for one another and supporting one another. And that's what we're really good at. And there have been many times for many of us on here where we're the only people that we're getting support from in specific ways. Heather Manning has said it. She does not have a lot of friends or has any friends who craft. I understand that. Until my bestie did that with me this week. Me too. I have my friend Carmen, but I met Carmen through Lily and Lily's channel, right? And how fortunate is that? We are truly blessed here, folks. And the gift that we give each other isn't a package of crepe paper or a package of Prima flowers. What we give each other is a message that, hey, I care and I heard you, and I know this is your favorite because I listen to you when you talk, or I see how excited you get when so-and-so makes with this. And that's about love and caring. That's not about Merry Days or Snowflake or Carousel. That's about caring about a person and who they are inside. And I think that's what we give each other here. And that's what makes it so special. Again, I could not have done the last few months without you. I'm not so sure that I really articulate my gratitude to each of you. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to have made many videos today, maybe too many videos, but I had so much to share with you, and I couldn't wait to do it. And I'm so excited. I've been watching all the happy mail you've been sending to other people, and I've just loved watching the videos today. I've loved it. It really makes me happy to see people opening up these little surprises that they're getting in the mail. It just warms my heart. For me, that's what the holiday season's about. It's not the actual item. It's the thought. Someone thought about you today. Someone thought about you. And I think in a very busy, hectic world that is often commercially driven, that's a really rare gift. A really, really rare gift. And one I know I appreciate each and every day. So thank you for sticking with me through last week's craziness. Thank you for understanding I didn't have a lot of time to comment. Thank you for encouraging me to get rest. Thank you for always being here. You're an amazing community, and I'm grateful, so very grateful for each and every one of you. All right, y'all, I'm going to list that GoFund account again down below because I think it's super, super important that we tell this young lady what an amazing job she did in planning for her future, right? And we want to make a space for these young people. They need to have a future. They need to build a future. And if we could pave that way a little easier for them, why not? All right, y'all. Have a great Saturday night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.